Howdy folks, how's it going? This is the village of Chaume here in the Himalayas of the Annapurna region of Nepal. A beautiful, rushing, and I'm sure very cold river here. We spent the night here last night after taking a very grueling jeep ride up into the Himalayas from Pokhara, the city that is nearest to the Annapurna region of the Himalayas. And so we're just getting started trekking, and then from here it is a long journey all the way around the Annapurna Circuit, which goes around the Annapurna Mountains, including Annapurna 1, Hinchuli, and Macha Picchu and Annapurna South. There's tons of high peaks of the Himalayas all in this area. We're just gonna get going here, put one foot in front of the other, start hiking up that way, and see where we end up later today. By the way, I am hiking here with a friend, John, from England. We did the Annapurna Base Camp trek together before. My legs are feeling better.
Yeah, a couple days rest would be good.
Yeah, those days of rest were crucial. I can feel the greater strength in my legs, like I'm ready to tackle some hills. So. This here is a Buddhist stupa. Nepal is majority Hindu, the religion also of India. However, it has a large minority of Buddhists. The stupa is a symbol of the Buddha and the path to enlightenment. Really nice, colorful murals here. Another shot of that spectacular mountain there, not sure what it's called. I don't know the names of the peaks around here yet, but I will be learning them, especially as they come more into view. John is down there somewhere. He stopped for a chocolate break. And so I just thought that I would mention here a little comparison between the Annapurna Circuit trek and the Annapurna Base Camp trek. In case you don't know the distinction, this range of mountains here is the Annapurna range. Annapurna 1 is the 10th tallest mountain in the world at more than 8,000 meters, or about 26,500 feet, and one of the highest mountains in this region. So the Annapurna Base Camp trek then is a trek that goes basically straight up, smack in the middle of that range of mountains to the base of Annapurna 1, the highest peak, and then Annapurna South, another peak nearby. And it is a very, very intense trek because it is so uphill. The ascents are so steep and severe, and you don't just do them once. You hike uphill, gain all this elevation, and then you drop back down into another valley, and then you do it again. So it is a incredible amount of elevation gain. Whereas this, so I've heard and so I'm experiencing so far, is much less severe in the steepness department. This is great. I mean, this is, you know, a hill coming up there and then a little thing here, but it is going to get harder, of course, because the Annapurna Circuit goes over Thorongla Pass, which I believe is considered the highest pass in the world. I'm not sure the exact designation of that. I think in terms of, you know, popular hiking trails or whatever, it is about 5,500 meters. So that's way up there, and so that is a long ways uphill from here. If you can hear that, it sounds like somebody is doing some target practice over there or something. And so there still is a long ways to go up in elevation from here. However, it is supposed to be a lot more gradual and less of the super steep, like the stone steps on the Annapurna Base Camp trek, that is just like you're looking up and going like that. So, so far so good on this. It's definitely feeling a lot better. And also I'm stronger after having done the Annapurna Base Camp trek. Namaste. Walking through a tiny little village here, as you can see, and that was a guest house lodge there, so they're scattered all along the trail here. Here looks like a new one. Looks pretty nice. There's John. What an incredible scene. I am loving the looks of this hike. As you can see, hiking in shorts and a t-shirt. Beautiful sunny day. Perfect conditions. Awesome. And so I think the Jeep road here goes up as far as Maneng, which we were going to try to catch a Jeep up there today just to get further up. And then we couldn't find any Jeeps this morning. We heard they left, must have been really early because we were up pretty early. And we haven't seen a single one go this way, a few passed down this way. And so the road here is relatively new, and it is being continually constructed around the Annapurna Circuit so that it is getting close to a road going all the way around what was previously just a trekking, area. But the road is truly insane. Now this is nothing. It's so much better here. The road yesterday coming from Besisar was the craziest road I've been on. Just so many massive, ruts in the road and huge rocks. Absolutely would have to have four-wheel drive. Those things are total beasts. Mahindra vehicles are not actually Jeeps, but they're Jeep-like. Here we're hiking along the Jeep road. However, there are places where there's an alternate trekking route where you can be on the trail. And so I'm not sure if we'll end up on one of those at some point today or tomorrow. Just passed a couple of other trekkers there. However, there aren't all that many. Those are the first I've seen so far today. The Annapurna Base Camp trek is much more popular in terms of number of people per, square mile or whatever. The Annapurna Circuit is longer. The Annapurna Base Camp trek is shorter. They're squished into a smaller area, and so you're passing a lot of people along the way. So this is great to get to a region where you can be hiking along, not see anybody for a ways. Making good progress here. Loving these fairly gradual ups and downs here. So far so good. And so I was thinking about what to do with this video, and it is definitely going to be a multi-part series of videos basically chronicling the highlights of the Annapurna Circuit trek. I'm probably not going to film every day. I'll take some breaks and just have some nice hiking days without the filming. But we have some amazing things coming up, obviously. One is the hike up to Talicho Lake, which is considered the highest, biggest lake in the world. Now, it is not the highest lake in the world. It is not the biggest lake in the world, but it's like the highest of its size, or the highest big lake or something. It's a very high lake. And I've seen pictures, it looks incredible. Then there is also the trek over Thoringla Pass, and then there will be other excursions. We might go into the Mustang region a little bit, and we'll see what else. So in this video, then I thought that I would make it a overview, basically, of the Annapurna Circuit trek. And so you'll get a taste of the trekking experience. One day here, trekking in the Himalayas, wherever we end up today, and then I'll just kind of talk about how things work as I hike along. Okay, now I'm heading uphill and losing my breath. Get a little shot of the views. But as you saw back there, the lodge, as I mentioned, then they are scattered along the trail or else the road, all depending on which one you're on. And obviously there are gaps, as you can see here. Haven't seen anything in a while. Basically the lodges are, and the villages are the old historical places that people have lived for centuries, if not thousands of years. And then these would have been the ancient walking paths of the people in this region. And so the lodges and the villages along here are not just set up for tourists, is the point. They are now gearing more towards the tourists, but you get, real tastes and experiences of their real culture in this region, which is of course very unique. And so the lodges then are always a restaurant and a hotel. Gonna stop here and catch up with my breath a little bit. And so the lodges are always a restaurant and a hotel, and so you stay there for the night, and then they feed you, and they have a good selection on the menus. Tends to be a bit the same in the various places. The menus are actually fixed in terms of the prices, because this is the Annapurna Conservation Area, and so it is a national park of Nepal. And so the prices are fixed so that there isn't price gouging and overcharging. And so the prices get more expensive the further away and the more uphill you get, because it has to be transported that much further, either by porters or jeep or whatever. And so they are a bit expensive relative to Nepal. However, that is still cheap. At most, you might end up paying like 725 rupees, for example, for a set breakfast in the morning. And the exchange rate is 100 rupees to the dollar. So basically 1 rupee is 1 penny, 1 US penny. And so 725 rupees would be $7.25. And so not bad, of course, for being in such a spectacular setting with someone making your food for you, being able to stay in a lodge and be relatively warm at night. And then the accommodation prices are super cheap. They are like $1, $2, $3. And then the last thing that I will mention here is permits. You need permits to trek in Nepal. You need a TIMS card. TIMS stands for Trekking Information Management System, and you need that permit for any trek you do in Nepal. And then additionally, you will need a park entrance permit. So to get into the Annapurna Conservation Area, then you also need a permit. I got mine in Pokhara. You can also get them in Kathmandu and other places. And the two offices for the two permits are right next to each other. You head down there with your passport. You need 4 passport photos, which you can get taken at a office right next door. And then it costs 2,000 rupees for each of the permits, so 20 bucks each, so $40, and you're good to go trekking in the Himalayas. And that's all you need. You don't need any kind of a health certificate or vaccination proof or anything like that. Get your 2 permits, you're good to go. Yeah. Confirmation here. That is one crazy looking ridge there. Such a severe upslope. Intense. Luggage and everything. Ride in style. For good reason.
There was ever a time
fell into the ground. Yeah. But it's all good. Somebody saw. What a stunning setting. On the road to Manang. On the road to Manang. Himalayas. Whoop. 13,000 feet, something like that. 12 or 13. Good. Oh yeah. We're doing it. We have arrived, Manang. Check out this stunning scene. Snowy peaks. So we're looking for a guest house. I got a recommendation, but I kind of didn't remember it properly, so just gonna check these out. Any of them will do. Yeah, it looked like it was kind of protected inside for one thing. Hey there.
The past on our history.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh.
That looks amazing.
Any yak cheese?
Yak cheese cannot without order.
Without order. Can we have a little bit of yak cheese to put in there?
It's okay.
Possible? Yeah.
And some.
All right. Not a bad view out the window there. Check it out. Got a pretty nice room. John is in the room next door. So we had a late lunch at that restaurant there with the yak burgers, which were amazing and really hit the spot. We had a pretty crazy day there, as you saw, between the trekking, which lasted about maybe 3 hours or so, and then that Jeep came along, and we'd been thinking of trying to catch a Jeep part of the way anyways, and so we jumped on it, as you saw. Pretty insane drop-offs and everything there, but we survived. So it was only maybe a hour's Jeep ride to get here to Manang, and then we found this nice guest house with, there's kind of the courtyard area, and this place has awesome amenities like power in the room, first time on this trek, and then Wi-Fi in the room that's working pretty good, and attached bathroom with hot water, and then you can see there that green light means the hot water is ready to go, so looking forward to a hot shower. The price is 300 rupees, which is only $3. He said normally it was a little bit more expensive, probably 450 or 500 rupees or something like that, but still only like $5. As I said, then accommodation tends to be quite cheap, but he said it's kind of low season. We haven't been seeing that many other trekkers around, and so it is kind of the waning trekking season. So this is the perfect time to be here as far as we found, because the weather is great, not that many other trekkers out there, the prices are a little bit lower, no problem getting rooms and everything. And last thing is I just thought that I would show the map here, give you the broad overview of where we are, where we've been. And so here is the city of Pokhara. Pokhara is the second largest city in Nepal, though it is not a big city. It's about like 400,000 people or so, something like that. And so that's down there. And here is the Annapurna Conservation Area. The last trek that we did last week was to Annapurna Base Camp. And so that is right here. And so that is in the middle of the Annapurna Mountains, whereas now we are Manang over here. However, the way that we got here was we started yesterday morning in Pokhara, took a early morning bus ride, 4 hours from there to Besisar, and then the super crazy Jeep ride that's in another video that totally blows away the little Jeep ride that we had here. That was nothing compared to yesterday. And then from there, so we took that Jeep ride all the way up here to Chame. And so this is all area that you could hike. The Annapurna Circuit trek officially starts at Besisar there. You can just start walking straight from there and then take this trail and then the road, part of it trail and part of it road, all the way up here. But we decided to skip that and just get straight into the middle of the mountains, and also lessen our hike a bit because John has to get back to town in like 10 days or so. And then the journey yesterday was starting here at Chame this morning, and then we trekked up to about here, around Upper Pasang, and then that's where we saw the Jeep coming along, flagged it down, and then got a ride to Maneng. And then the rest of the circuit trek goes along here. That is Thorong La Pass, 5,416 meters. And so we will be doing that in a couple of days. And then we'll come down here to Muktanath and then keep on hiking Jomsom and then head on down here. And then it's all the way around here, back down to here. And then from there you would catch a bus to Pokhara again, where we have luggage stored in the hotels that we were staying at. So that's one other little informational factoid, is that you don't have to bring all your stuff. So this is not all of my belongings. I have a whole nother bag of stuff back in my hotel in Pokhara. So you can whittle it down as much as you possibly can to get a lighter pack there. So I hope this has been very informative about trekking in Nepal and the Annapurna Circuit specifically. Feel free to ask any questions below, and myself or someone else will probably come along and answer them. Lots more adventure coming. Take it easy.